If you're a free-to-play BDO player and you don't mind spending some silvers in BDO, today I'm going to teach you guys how to get the very best fairy, which is Radiant, and without spending any pearls, guys, and to get a guaranteed best skill as well on your first slot of your skill. For example, the best one I would say is getting a Miraculous Cheer 5 or the Feathery Steps 5. And so I will help you guys how to get this guaranteed on the first slot, guys. And so if you don't mind spending silvers, let's get this started. For those who are not too sure about the fairy guide, please check out the link that I will post on below on the description and just read them how to get the fairy. For example, in the very beginning, what I'm going to say though is that you guys will need to understand this is that you guys can get any fairy, and then after that, using Sweet Honey Wine, you guys can just promote it. For example, if we started with Faint, and if we give Faint Fairy of 45 Honey Wine, we can just make it to Glimmering, guys. And then after that, if we just give 150, we can change it to Brilliant. And then with Brilliant of 400 of Sweet Honey Wine, we can make it to Radiant, which is the best fairy in BDO. Keep in mind that if you guys want to make Faint to Glimmering, make sure you guys max out all the levels of your Faint to get to Glimmering. And then same thing with Glimmering, you need to max out all the level to get the Brilliant, and same thing with Brilliant, you need to max out all the level as well again to get to Radiant. I will also put the link for this one, but there's a guide for this, guys. If you guys click this link, Fairy Food, it tells you guys all the EXPs of every individual item. So white is like the crappy one, right? And then there's a green one, which will give you guys this amount of EXP. And so it seems like, you know, Rosar is where it's at for the green tier, guys, if you want to feed your fairies with green ones. Blue ones, I recommend you guys, you know, using like Hugul's or, you know, Liberto or anything like that. Just do your research, right? And then, you know, gold and orange is like boss weapons, so it's kind of expensive. And so, yeah, it's up to you guys if you want to use that. But I highly recommend you guys just using green or blue to level up your fairy and get it to the next level. So to get Lila's petal, guys, I recommend you guys just doing like AFK fishing. And so all those Lilas that I got was from AFK fishing, guys. And then I already got 15 within like 1 or 2 days, guys. And so yeah, it's really easy for you to get those. And so yeah, I highly recommend you guys just doing that. And then look at all this stuff that I have. I have 300 so far, and I got RNG carried with this one, Radiant Fairy. And yeah, it took me about 500 tries though, guys. And so it's really rare to get the Radiant, guys. And then Brilliant, I usually get like 10 of those after like 500 rolls. And so yeah, Brilliant can be kind of rare too. And so if you guys either hit Brilliant or lower ones, no problem. Just, you know, upgrade them yourself and just get it up to Radiant. So with that strategy, guys, just get any fairy for now, and then let's just level them up by yourself. And so for example, if you started with Faint, you guys can just, you know, use the Sweet Honey one right here, and then it will cost you guys about 45, and so it will cost you guys about 73 mil. After that, making Glimmering to Brilliant, it will cost you guys about 243 mil. And then after that, Brilliant to Radiant is gonna cost you guys about 648 mil. So in conclusion, we'll need about, you know, 1 bill basically, starting from Faint, guys, which is the lowest fairy that you guys can get in BDO. And then if you guys get RNG carried with either getting a Brilliant or even Radiant, good for you. But for those people who still got Faint and Glimmering, definitely just go ahead, guys, and buy some Sweet Honey Wines and just enhance it yourself, and you guys can easily just get Radiant Fairy. So with these strategies in mind, guys, if you guys don't mind spending at least 1 bill for fairy, this strategy is for you. Coming back to the game, we will always have luck in the very first one. And so what you guys need to do after that is just giving them a growth up to like level 10. And so you guys can either, you know, give them a growth, either like giving to any kind of weapon that you guys have. It can be like a green slots of weapons, or it can be like the blue tiers or, you know, yellow tiers. But I don't recommend using the yellow tiers because those are boss gears. And so I recommend you guys using just like some kind of green tiers and blue tiers to enhance your fairies up to level 10. Once you guys get it up to level 10, and then let's just see, and hopefully that you guys will get RNG carried, and hopefully that you guys will hit either Miraculous Tier 5 or Feathery Steps 5. And here is the downside. If you guys don't hit one of these of Miraculous Tier 5 or Feathery Steps 5, I will have to say that you guys actually have to, you know, start all over again, and then just give them a rebirth or unsummon, and then, you know, just release. And then after that, you guys just want to get a new fairy and basically start over again, because you guys are free to play players. And so if you guys want to be efficient with this strategy, you guys want to do this way, and so that way you guys can guarantee get the Miraculous Tier 5 or Feathery Steps 5. And so what about all those people like who's willing to, spend some money? Alright, here's some strategies for you guys. All you guys have to do is come to the Pearl Shop, go to Travel's Aid, and then keep scrolling down until you guys see Thera's Orb. With this orb, you guys can re-roll the skills, and so this is the one strategy, guys. And so what we can do now is that if you guys have one skill, which is, for example, any of the skill that you had, you guys can just use one orb to just re-roll of whatever the skill. And so what you guys can do now with the strategy is like getting anything of the skills, guys, here, and then just keep re-rolling with that orb from level 10. So you guys don't want to move on to level 20 or 30 or 40 until you guys actually hit either Miraculous Tier 5 or Feathery Steps 5. And then the strategy after that is that if you guys hit Miraculous Tier 5, and then what you want to do is level up to level 20. And then on level 20, you guys want to use that again and then get a, re-roll again until you guys hit the Feathery Steps 5. And it goes vice versa. Let's say that you're happy with the Feathery Steps 5, and now you want to use the orb to get the second one to hit the Miraculous Tier 5. So if you guys hit Miraculous Tier 4, I highly recommend you guys just re-rolling it. But if you guys just, are happy with that, then yeah, just keep it like that. And maybe later in future, the BDO events does come and go and give you guys those free orbs. And so what you guys can do is just, just hold it out until and the time comes, and then you guys can just re-roll it until you guys can get either Miraculous Tier 5 or Feathery Steps 5. Once you guys hit those two, is literally after that, like everything else is just there, right? It's really nice to have continuous care. You don't really need to get like 5 for this one because, if you guys look at the skill, it can use about up to 16 items. And so what that means is that, there's the auto pot that they can eat for you. And so for example, like simple crown meal for grinding, and then seafood for like AFK fishing, for example. And then the fairy just keep casting those things for you if you activate it. And so if you guys just right click on it, it will activate and then just keeps casting and eats those, whatever you recommend. And so that's really nice, but you don't really need to get up to 4 because 16 is too much. And so if you guys are happy with 3 or 2, go for it. And then after that, we want to talk about fairy tier, which is really good to have. The 4 is the best one that you guys can get, which the cooldown is only 1 hour, and then you guys can have the free instant resurrection without losing EXP. But like we always get some good ones for those. Like we always get it from events, right? And so like it's not really necessary to get that. And so if it's up to you guys, either you guys want to just keep re-rolling until 4 or just move on with it of whatever you guys get. But I got lucky here with this one and the continuous care, and so I just kept it and then moved on as well. And then the last one we can talk about, what kind of skill we can get is Tingling Breath, which is really nice for, underwater breathing for 20 seconds. So if you guys are like life skillers and like to collect shells or pearls, that's what you guys can get for that one. Or if you're like to stay in desert area, this is really, really nice to have as well, which auto casts the purified water and stars. And so that way you guys can stay alive in the desert area. And then you guys can also get the morning star, which is really nice to get for like in the nighttime. It lights up your surrounding. But however, it's not really necessary personally, because you guys can easily just get that in the tent if you guys have a campsite, and it's only like what, 50 silver or something like that. Oh, and so yeah, that's pretty much it about with fairies, is that guys, you guys can easily just get it up to radiant, right? Just get those wines, get it up and level up yourself. And then after that, hopefully you guys can hit fairy steps or Miraculous Tier 5. And if you don't, you might have to just keep re-rolling and do it again, basically, if you guys are free to play player, or if you guys are willing to spend some money, or just wait it out until you guys get more orbs from events. Do step at a time, so that way you guys can make sure get the Miraculous Tier 5 or the Feathery Steps 5 on the first skill. And then after that, you guys want to move on to level 20, which is getting the second skill of anything. And then if you guys don't hit Feathery Steps 5 and instead get like the lower ones, you guys want to re-roll that until you guys get one of these or that. And so in the very beginning, you want this or this, and then the second one, either this or this. And so make sure that 2 slots are guaranteed Miraculous Tier 5 and Feather Steps 5, and that's like the most efficient way of getting these 2 skills. The reason why you don't want to get all the skills and then re-roll it, because it's gonna cost you so much orbs to just roll 1 skill at a time. And so I highly recommend you guys not using that method, because it's going to cost you guys a lot of money to re-roll. And so my strategy like that, guys, is just spending less money plus, and yeah, if you guys are free to play, then you guys can hopefully just get the guarantee of Miraculous Tier 5 or Feathery Steps. And that will be a wrap up with the fairy guide, guys. So hopefully you guys will like the video. If you liked it, please subscribe, and I'll make some more video like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.